Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a cinema for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the outside of the cinema, but I will show you how to make the entire inside as well. This is the amount of space required to make the build, including a handy grid which you may choose to copy that will show you the starting position. And here are some of the materials that we will use throughout the build. However, we will also need all of these materials as well. Please make sure that you have access to all of these. Start the build by placing 10 white concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then place a red terracotta, then a black concrete, leave a gap of 1, and then place a black glass pane, black concrete, glass pane, black concrete, glass pane, leave a gap, place a black concrete, then a red terracotta, and then place 10 more white concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to extend towards the back of the build by 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We then want to extend inwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then to the right by 2. 1, 2. And then inwards across the back of the build by 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We then want to extend inwards by 2. 1, 2. And then extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we should be able to connect all the way to the very front of the build. Just like this. Next, we are going to remove all of the grass from inside of our walls. So now that we have completely removed all of the grass from the inside of the build, we will replace the first 8 rows of the inside of the cinema, starting from the front, with red concrete powder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we will make the rest of the floor, extending all the way to the back, polished tough. So all we have to do is extend these materials across the width of the build until the entire floor has been filled in, which will take a while. In case you're curious, the red concrete powder is where the lobby of the cinema will be, and the tuff is where, well, everything else will be. The screen, the seats, all of that fun stuff. So now that we have filled the floor in, we will work on the entrance area. Come all the way over to this red terracotta, and extend the block forward by 2 rows. 1, 2. And then up by 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to extend these 2 blocks at the top, forwards by 1, and place a mangrove slab underneath here. We also want to place mangrove slabs on top of the red terracotta and extend these slabs backwards by 2. 1, 2. We then place a red terracotta here, behind, and extend to the right by 1. We then place 5 block of iron on top of this terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a red terracotta on top, and extend down the right side of what we've just made. You can even add a row along the left side. However, once you've done that, we then want to extend this block forwards by 1, and then up by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then left by 2, 1, 2, and then forwards by 1, and then up by 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so next we are going to extend the same row of red terracotta all the way down like this, and we will extend this red terracotta down as well. We will extend the red terracotta across and just connect at the bottom. We can fill this little gap in here with mangrove slabs like so. But more importantly, we want to add some block of iron just here along this left side, and this is looking really good so far. This is almost half of it, as we now want to flip over onto the opposite side, and we want to replicate that over here. So we will extend this red terracotta forwards by 2, 1, 2, and then up by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend the top 2 blocks 1 row forwards, with a mangrove slab underneath and on top. We then want to extend the mangrove slab back by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then place a red terracotta block behind the slab, and we extend outwards as well. But on top of this original block, we place 5 block of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place red terracotta on top and along the left side of the iron. We then extend our red terracotta to the right by 1, forwards 1, and then up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then extend to the right by 2, forwards 1, and then we want to extend up, and we want to connect to this opposite side. So if we take a look, we only have to make a couple of changes to make this over here. So we will add red terracotta along the block of iron here. We will extend down these vertical rows of red terracotta, and we will connect together at the base, just like this. And then we will place block of iron in these gaps, just like so, including this one at the front. This is also to be filled in with block of iron, just like this, all the way up to the very top. And before we do move on, we do just want to clean things up at the back. So at the back, it's actually not too bad at all. This is what it wants to look like at the back. This looks really good. And we do, though, just want to extend these red terracotta rows inwards, just like so. And we also want to fill the top of this area in with mangrove slabs. And we want to add 2 rows of block of iron just underneath these slabs. And then mangrove slabs underneath the iron. And we will extend the black concrete blocks, each up by 2, like this, inside of the build. And we will also extend the glass up as well. But we also want to extend the mangrove backwards as well. And then it's kind of up to you, like, on the inside. I mean, you can even, if you wanted to, I don't know if this is a good idea, to be honest. We can further extend the mangrove inwards so that it kind of matches the outside a little bit, but I don't know if this is going to throw off the interior of the build, so we kind of have this consistent. But then we would probably have to swap these blocks for solid black stained glass blocks instead, just like this. And then on the inside, I'm thinking, and this might look horrible, that we could have the reverse of the sign, kind of just like this. And we can place a row of terracotta just across the top, and then we'll start the roof line just above it. So from the inside, we do also get this kind of like cool appearance. We'll test it out. Regardless, on the outside, we are going to add glow item frames in certain positions. So we are going to add them everywhere that you can see me placing them along the sides of the build like this. I think it's just easier to place them and then show you. I think it's a little bit faster. There we go. So the glow item frames get placed like this along the front of the cinema. I think it looks really good like this. In addition to this, we're going to place 2 polished blackstone buttons here, and we'll place some signs. And so we'll have a sign next to this that says showing. So we can have like Minecraft movie. We can have like whatever your favorite movies are. So like Sonic 5, The Revenge of Sonic. You know, whatever movie you think would look good there, just written. Whatever you want to show in your cinema, basically. This does mean, unfortunately, that we do have to make a bunch of banners. Let's get started. First of all, we will write the word showing in letters. So the first letter we must make is S. Brand new fresh white banner, black dye. You make S by applying the chief pattern, base, and then bend. Next is H. Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Fess. Next is O. Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, and base. W is a little bit tricky. We place the chevron pattern, put white dye in there, base indented pattern, then we put the banner back in there with some black dye and apply the pale dexter and then pale sinister pattern. That is W. Next is I, my favourite letter to make, that is just the pale pattern. Next is N, so this is the pale dexter, pale sinister, bend pattern. And lastly is G, so this is pale sinister, put white dye in, apply the perfess pattern, black dye in there, base, pale dexter, chief. And now we have the word showing, which we are just going to apply directly onto our sign here. It fits perfect. So next, we want to write out the word cinema in letters as well. We can salvage 2 of these banners. We can take the I and we can take the N. The rest we don't really need for a while, but we do need some of them, so I recommend putting them in storage. So once again, crack open the loom, put a white banner in there with some black dye. The first letter we must make is C. So that is the pale dexter pattern, chief, and then base. We have the I and then the N, so now we have to make an E, which is the pale dexter, chief, fess, base. Next is M. So we apply the inverted chevron pattern, put white dye in, chief indented, black dye back in, pale dexter, pale sinister. One last letter, A. This is the pale dexter pattern, pale sinister, chief, and then fess. And now that we have all of these letters, we can start all the way up at the top here. C, I, N, E, M, A. Fits perfectly right in the middle of our sign. Now, once again, we are going to make some more banners later, but we'll just put everything that we've made in storage as we can salvage some of these letters. Next, we are going to build up the walls of our cinema. Starting right here, because why not? On top of this block, place 3 white concrete. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend these 3 additional rows all the way around the base of the cinema, connecting all the way over to the opposite side. And once we're here, we now just want to extend all the way back, and we want to repeat this until our walls are simply 3 rows higher. Next, we are going to move all the way up to this position and place an additional 2 red terracotta extending backwards. We then place 7 white concrete extending to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we extend backwards by 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We then extend inwards by 1 and then back by 2, and then we can just connect down to the opposite side of the build here. We want to do a very similar thing all the way over here on this side. We can extend our red terracotta 2 rows backwards, 1, 2, and then extend to the left by 7 using white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back by 19. We don't even really have to count this, but we will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Connect down, and then extend inwards by 1, outwards, and connect down again. And then we can just extend all the way across, just like this. I realise this looks a little bit weird, but if we just add these rows, and if the roof was there, you could see how this all joins together. Well, now that we have done this, we want to come all the way back to this front part here, and on top of this block, place an additional 3 rows of white, 1, 2, 3, extend all the way over to the right, and then down, just like so, and then fill the inside of this in with black stained glass or tinted glass, either look pretty good to be honest, and then come over to this opposite side and do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, extend over to the left, down, fill the middle of this in with black glass, just like so. And then, just as with the area below us, we want to raise up these upper parts of the wall until they are 3 rows higher, and you can just keep ping-ponging between the sides, kind of like how I am. You can see that after we've completed this row, we will just need another row to be even and level with the top of the windows. Although, we do have to clean up the entrance area a little bit first. So, now the walls are higher, what I mean by clean up the entrance area a little bit is that just underneath this is going to be some black concrete to fill in the roof. And what we could do is just kind of like leave this little gap here and add some black concrete. And we could maybe even further extend the white concrete inwards and connect it just to the back of this sign. So that might actually be my preference. Or alternatively, this is the other option. We extend the red terracotta back and it connects to that wall. I don't know whether I prefer that, because if we extend that part, then we've kind of got to extend the whole thing. And it kind of, in my opinion, throws off the whole balance of the thing. Just in my opinion. So, I would prefer to, again, remove these, add in the little bit of black concrete. We'll be doing a lot more of this later, don't worry. And then we will just extend these inwards so that the connection point's kind of out of sight. And I think, see, doesn't that look a little bit better? I think so. Next, we are going to add the lower part of the roof, just because I think it'll help with the inside of the build a little bit. So the first thing we have to do is kind of fill in this gap between the lower half of the cinema and the upper half of the cinema. And the way that we do this is with black concrete, as you can see. And we extend all the way around to the back of the build like this, and we connect just like that. That's the connection point. Also, let's just fill in the gap here with white concrete as well. And just here wherever we have it. And then right here is where the roof will kind of just wrap around and join back into the cinema, so to speak. And we just want to once again just fill in this gap until it just looks nice and clean. So here, here, and here. And then we are just going to add an additional row of black concrete all the way around the edge of the roof here. So it just wants to hang one row off of the sides. We don't have to do anything crazy. So just like that. Looks really good. So on the inside of the cinema, I kind of want to mark out where we are going to have a wall. Along this back row of red concrete powder is where we will have the dividing wall between the lobby of the cinema and the actual cinema screen itself. So we're just going to build up some rows of white concrete just like this, extending from left to right. And they just want to join just underneath the roof like this. They can even kind of like connect to it like this here. And from the inside, we kind of now have the job of making this look a little bit cleaner. So what we could do is simply just extend the black concrete here, just all the way across. And we can just kind of like fill all of this in. This does mean, unfortunately, that our decoration that we kind of added from the outside, like this bit, is covered up. The only alternative would be to kind of like extend the roof up in the middle here a little bit, but I don't think that that's viable. I think that it will look better this way, just to have the roof just extend across, and then we can just flatten out the walls where we need to. Well, it's very dark in here, and to be quite honest, I think that still looks really cool anyway. So it's kind of, I like how the sign is like extending inwards. Moving just inside the cinema again, we are now going to further extend up our dividing wall all the way up to the very top of the cinema. The reason being is because the actual cinema room itself is a lot taller at the back than it is in the lobby. So the inside ceiling for where we will all be sitting and what have you is actually going to be in here. And I'm just going to smooth out the walls here on the left and right sides. Although we may even smooth them out a little bit more later, we'll have to see. But we definitely just want to turn this into a box rather than just a room with lots of big weird alcoves. So now we are going to add a row of black concrete that sits above and around the outside of the upper part of the cinema, and we are just going to form a nice big rectangular shape. And the reason that I'm pointing that out is because on the corners, obviously, these dip a little bit inwards, but we're just going to ignore that, and we're just going to form a rectangle. So we'll extend across the front as well. This will just dip behind the sign. And I suppose we should really connect to the sign, I guess. Just like this. And then that gives us a massive shape to fill in, which we're going to do right now. So now we are just going to fill the entire top of the roof in using black concrete. This will take a little while. So, on the front of the cinema, on the right and left sides, we are going to have some movie posters. these movie posters are all 2x2 paintings. It doesn't really matter which ones you use, as long as you're happy with them. We will stick some lanterns hanging above and in between them, and once we've done that to one side, we will do the same on the opposite side. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not okay, we are not going to be too picky about which ones we get, but I would prefer different ones. I know that there are at least 6 different paintings. I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess it's that one. 3 more chances. But preferably, they would all be different. We do only have 1 repeat, but once again, I'm not going to whip out the actual proper painting itself, so we'll just settle for that. I lied, I couldn't settle. There we go, that's better. So now I am going to remove all of the remaining floor on the outside of the cinema, including the grids. This will also take a while. And I'm going to replace all of that floor with smooth stone. So, just before we move inside, I like these alternating posts of polished black stone wall and diorite wall just placed across the front of the build. I don't know why, I just like them. You can also use some red nether brick wall as well, but I don't know, I think it adds a little something. If you want, you can even add some leaves underneath the posters on the left and right side. This may only marginally improve things, or it might not. I don't know, it's completely up to you. I think I'd probably leave it. You know what, here's a fun test. Which side do you prefer, leaves or no leaves? I'll leave the choice up to you. With the entire outside of the cinema complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. So first of all, we actually have to remove some blocks from this wall. These coincide with these 5 middle blocks in between the entrance. So if we start here and remove this row, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and we remove a row above like this, and we add 2 rows of red terracotta, 1 here, and then 1 here. And then we can add iron bars just like this. Now we have a doorway that leads us into the actual cinema room. And if we just pop out here, on the left side is where we will buy all of our snacks. So leaving a gap of 1 here, we will place 1, 2, 3, 4 blue concrete extending from the floor to the ceiling. Add another row to the left of it. cyan terracotta here, blue concrete here, stone button here, leather here, brewing stand here, item frames here, any kind of potions in the item frames. Then we will place a flower pot here, and off to the left, a grey concrete here, light grey concrete here, upside down polished andesite stairs above here, light grey concrete here, grey concrete here, red candles here, yellow candles here, trope wire hooks here, item frames here, furnaces here, and then we will place red dye here in this item frame, yellow here. On top of this furnace, we will place a detector rail, and to the right, a polished blackstone pressure plate. And then to the left of this, we will place 3 cauldrons, 1, 2, 3, with a yellow carpet here, brown carpet here, pink carpet here, and then we will place spruce trapdoors here in this position. Then we will place item frames above these cauldrons with corresponding colours of shulker boxes in the item frames. And then up here we will have a mixture of flower pots and pointed dripstone. And then to the left of this we will stack 2 rows of cyan terracotta all the way over to the left, and then 2 rows of white concrete on top. Although, we actually have the option of removing all but the left and right rows of white concrete and placing a row of white concrete behind this. And then later we can write snack, just to kind of like, as people walk in, to be like, oh, this is where the snacks are. We can place that in that alcove. In front of this area, we will leave a gap of 1 and place black concrete just across, well, all of this. And then in front of this counter, we will place alternating black and white carpet, just like this. We will then place a polished tough stair here, stone pressure plate here, couple of item frames, couple of flower pots, lantern here. You can even add a fern to one of the pots if you like. And this is the snack area. We will come back to this a little bit later. Turning our attention to this opposite side, this is where we will get our tickets. Start off by placing a row of blue concrete from the floor to the ceiling right next to these doors. Add a row in front. Extend these top 2 blocks forwards by 1. Place 2 upside down smooth stairs right of these blue concretes. 1, 2. And then place a blue concrete, 2 more stair, 1, 2, and then a blue concrete, which we connect to this back wall and extend up to the top. We connect this blue concrete to the back wall, extend up to the top. Polished blackstone stair here and here, with item frames on the counter in front, paper inside, and then we will simply extend our blue concrete all the way across to the right like this. So next, on this opposite wall, we will place a light grey concrete lining up with this middle block, like this. Then we'll leave a gap of 1, light grey concrete here, gap of 1, light grey concrete here, and place polished andesite stairs on top of these blocks. Then we're just going to block off underneath these and add some 1x1 paintings. I guess we've got to block that block off too. And then we'll stick some stone buttons underneath these. And then we are going to come over to the right, and then just next to this ticket booth, we will place 2 rows of cyan terracotta, just like this. And then on top of these, we will place 2 rows of white concrete, so we mimic what we have over there. And there we go. I was going to suggest adding some like white and black carpet just kind of in the middle, but I don't know whether I even like it or not. I'll let you guys decide if you like it. So now, and once again this is optional, we are going to place banners along the top of this area that says tickets. So throw down Loom, open it up, and you'll notice that I have already arranged some banners here. We don't have to write out the whole of tickets. We already have I, C, E, and S, which means we have to make T, which is the chief pattern, pale pattern. We have to make K, which is pale dexter, bend and bend sinister. And then we actually already have T again, so we can take these banners, and starting here we can just place T, I, C, K, E, T, S. So there we go. tickets. And on this opposite wall, I just want to write snack. And believe it or not, with all of the banners that we already have, we can actually write it. So it's just going to go in this alcove here, just snack. I would prefer snack, sir, but it just, I mean, it doesn't fit. Also, I think that we should have a painting like here. I'm not certain any fit, so I think that we'll have to go for a couple of these. I think that looks good. That's fantastic, just to brighten up this wall a bit. And believe it or not, this is actually the lobby complete. So moving into the screening room now, the first thing we have to do in here is add an additional layer of white concrete just against this entrance wall. So now that we have that extra layer of white concrete, we are now, above the door, going to leave a gap of 1 and then dig 1 row into the wall, the same width as the door itself. Place black concrete in here, extend it 1 row out, and then remove 2 rows directly above the black concrete and even dig an additional layer backwards and place black concrete powder here, observer here, and then a lever next to the observer, and then place black stained glass on the left and right side, and this is just going to be the projector. Then we are just going to come back down to the doors again, and we will place 1, 2, 3, 4 white concrete extending out, and we'll add 2 rows of white concrete, and we'll do this on both sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll add 2 rows on top of them. And then it doesn't really matter which side we do this, we've got to do this to both. We'll add 2 tough stairs here, and then another row above and behind. And then we will fill these 2 rows behind in with polished tuff extending all the way across. And we want to place white concrete here in this position and extend down. And then we will place a white concrete here, 2 polished black stone stair here, white concrete here, 2 polished black stone stair here, and a white concrete here. And we will do the same thing just above and behind this, like so. And then we'll place black banners above our polished black stone stairs, just like this. And then black stained glass pane here, like so. And then we are going to have a mixture of flower parts and item frames and candles on each one of these white concretes. And in the item frames you can pretty much put anything that would actually be like a snack in here, or a drink, or whatever it is you would like to put. And now that we have done this on... And then just finally on this side, we will leave a gap of 2 in front of these tough stairs, so 1, 2. And then we'll place 2 polished blackstone brick stairs, leave a gap, 2 more stairs, leave a gap, 2 more stairs. And this is pretty much all of the seating on this side of the build. And once we have done this to this side, we want to go ahead, move over to this side and do the same thing. So we'll start off by placing 2 tough stairs, and then white concrete, 2 blackstone stairs, white concrete, 2 blackstone, white concrete. We will then place white concrete behind this and extend 1 row up. We'll place polished, or rather, we will place black stained glass pane on top of the white concrete. Place polished tough stairs here, extending up and behind, and fill this gap in with polished tuff. And then along the back here, we also want some stairs, so we'll have 2 stairs, white concrete, 2 stairs, white concrete, 2 stairs, white concrete. And then behind all of the black stone stairs, we will have black banners. And then on the white concretes, we will have the various pots or item frames or red candles. And then lastly, we will leave a gap or two in front of all of these sets of stairs, and then we will have some polished blackstone stairs like this. Next, we are going to focus on the screen. So we will leave a gap of 2 in front of this first row of stairs, so 1, 2, and then we will place a row of black concrete that extends all the way from the left to the right side of the cinema. And then behind these 2 end blocks, we will place red wool extending all the way from the floor to the ceiling, and we will do this on both sides. Then we will place black concrete extending backwards from the inside row of red wool. We will do this on both sides once again. Then we will fill this base area in with black concrete as well. And then we are going to add a layer of light blue concrete all the way across the back. We are just going to fill in front of our white concrete area. And then we will add 2 rows of black concrete just in front of the top row of light blue concrete, extending left to right, like this. And this is going to be the kind of like backdrop for our scene. So at the base here, we will place a row of grass block just extending left to right. Above this, on the right, we will create a dirt hill by removing 5 blocks and then 2 here, and we will fill all of these in with dirt, so we have kind of just this little hill. In the corner, we'll have a 2 by 2 square of yellow to represent the sun. We'll leave a gap of 1 here, and we will remove 6 blocks and fill those in with white concrete, so we have clouds. And then we will then leave a gap of 1, 2, 3 left of our hill, and then place 1, 2, 3 cobblestone with 2 oak fence on the left and the right, and a row of cobblestone on top like this. We'll then leave a gap of 2 left of the cobblestone, so 1, 2, and then we will place 1, 2, 3 oak wood on top of each other with planks to the left, oak door here, plank on top, oak planks to the left, oak wood next to the planks. We then want to create a roof by placing oak stairs here, extending up to a peak of an oak slab here, almost at the top, with oak stairs extending down. And we will extend the stairs and the slab just 1 row forwards. And we will stick oak wood in this gap here. And then we want to add underneath these blocks either a plank underneath the top or stairs underneath the stairs with a torch right here. And this pretty much is the little scene that is playing on the cinema screen. Next, we are going to add some speakers into the walls. These will be at the same height as the black concrete road that we have for the projector. We'll just follow it around to the side here. We'll leave a gap of 1 and dig in the wall, place a note block. Leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, dig in the wall, place a note block. Gap of 2, dig in the wall, place a note block. Just like this. And once we've done that on one wall, we want to do the exact same thing all the way over on this wall. So leave a gap of 1, dig, place a block, gap of 2, block, gap of 2, block, and there we go. And one final bit of detail, if you like, you can add a live actor to the screen that is 100% definitely paid to be here and wants to be here by using barrier blocks and a villager spawn egg. You can just stick one or as many as you like here, or even in the cinema as well. Although they do make a lot of racket, I probably wouldn't want to watch a movie with one. You could also stick them in the ticket booths as well, if you so chose. But I would always recommend barrier blocks because villagers are surprisingly slippery. They rarely are. They do just manage to... See? If there's just a little gap, they will manage to get out no matter what. You know what? I like your costume. You kind of look like Doctor Strange. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. With that final detail added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our cinema into our city. And to the surprise of no one, the cinema is going to be placed in the new suburban suburbs. We have our bowling alley, we have our Burger King. The only thing that's left to complete this trifecta is the cinema. So unfortunately, Tesco's does have to move, but it's for the greater good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to watch any more of my videos, check out the Mini City Builds playlist. And if you would like to download every single build in this city, consider becoming a channel member. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.